Alright, so let me say good afternoon, and it is a pleasant way to welcome you to this live broadcast. We're coming to you live and direct from the Liberian capital, Monrovia, from our Liberia office. That is the focus on Liberia's office here on the Old Road, specifically in Keyhole community on the Old Road. There our office is. If you are looking for focus on Liberia's office, you can just drive down Keyhole on the Old Road. You're going to see us. Our banner is placed right at the front of the office. Our numbers are there. You can reach out to us. So it's a pleasant way to welcome you. As a matter of fact, this is the first live broadcast from this office, and my name is Prince Mowa. I'm here this afternoon. It is after 12 May Day in Liberia. Let me see to be exact with the time. The time here in Liberia is 13 minutes after May Day, and today is the 19th day of October 2023. That is to say exactly 9 days since the October elections. We are still in the process of following the NEC, listening to the chairperson of the Liberia Electoral Body and the commissioners to continue to announce provisional results until the final results be announced. So as it is, we just thought to bring you a very short live video at our Liberia office. This is the introductory aspect of our office, to let you know that we've got an office here now and we operate here. You can reach out to us. You can have an interview with you here. They invite you here, and you can reach to our offices and discuss business with us. We can do that. But here's the issue, right? The core discussion point here, we're going to be looking at the presidential results as they were announced. We're also going to be looking at the legislature, who's in, who's out. What are the impact on the political parties, mainly the opposition? The unity party, the ruling party rather. That you see key legislators taking the exit door. And then we're also going to be looking at the possible runoff. What are the strategies from the CDC and the Unity Party? So, I mean, those are the things we're going to be looking at. Just four things, four talking points we're going to be looking at very shortly. We're going to be here hopefully tonight by 8 o'clock, by which time we're going to take calls from our colleagues from OSA of Monrovia in the county to tell us how the atmosphere in some of those counties are, and what are people saying about the possible runoff that is looming. And then everybody is aware now in Liberia that there's going to be a runoff between the former Vice President Joseph Boakai and then the current President George Weah. But here's the core. Yesterday results at the stand, we have the presidential results that were announced yesterday by the chairperson of the Elections Commission, Madam Diveda Brown Lansana. The Coalition for Democratic Change, that is the CDC, that is headed by Liberian President George Weah and former Liberia's First Lady and former Bon County Senator Joel Howard Taylor. The CDC obtained a total of 803,674 votes according to the Elections Commission. The percentage for that is 48.48% of the vote accumulated by the CDC. That is the total vote counted, the total vote cast, and then the portion which was counted. And then we have the former ruling party, that is former Vice President, the former ruling party candidate, former Vice President Joseph Boakai, who is the standard bearer of the Unity Party. He also contested again former President Weah in 2017. President Weah willingly won an election. But this time around, the former Vice President is neck to neck with the former soccer star and current President of Liberia, President George Weah. The vote accumulated by the former Vice President as it stands amounted to a total of 796,113 votes, which amounts to 43.44% of the vote. And then, of course, you know of the strange emergence of Edward Appleton. Edward Appleton, one of the name within the elections, one of the presidential candidates, that the name was not known, was not on the list of Liberians. But surprisingly, Edward Appleton is sitting comfortably at third place, who obtained a total vote of 40,255, and then the percentage for that is 2.20%. So that is it for the presidency, and then there we're going to start. We're not going to call any vote for the legislators who are winning and losing, because we're going to call the names and who is in, who is out. But here is the issue with the presidency, right? You know, if you look at the race between the former vice president and the current president, it tells you that this election is tense, is competitive, and then there is a sign, it should show a signal to all Liberians that the ruling party needs to, you know, to get on its heel as we are preparing for a possible runoff elections. Because to have just a percent difference, and then you go to a runoff, it tells me that the both parties, the ruling party, I'm stressing on the ruling party because it is anticipated that the ruling party should be in a very comfortable position after you have spent 6 years in office. You work across the country. You have ministers and directors, partisans across the country. You have superintendent, you know, city mayor and mayoress across the country. Those people should be there with their own supporters in ensuring that the second term mandate of the government is supported. The Liberians across the country will vote for the president for his re-election for the second term. But from what I'm seeing here, it tells me that look, the race is tense, it's competitive, it's tight, and then the ruling party needs to do more in ensuring that, they can be one-term government. On the other hand, since the results were announced, of course, the both parties they claiming victory. The United Party was the first to have. They have 2 press conferences now. Informing Liberians that look, we have our tally sheets. We have tally sheets from the local account from the polling places across the country. What they telling us that we won the election, and nothing should thwart the result around. But again, those are political statements. The only essential that we can listen to, or the only authority that we can listen to, and then we are sure that what they say is authentic, is the truth, is the Elections Commission. And that is why every Liberian is then focused. Liberians can be glued to the radio as soon as it is 4:30. Sorry for the heat. As soon as 4:30, all Liberians can be glued to the radio to ensure that they listen to the commission and the chairperson of the commission and the commissioners. What they announce is what we go by. Whether Party X is claiming victory and Party B is claiming victory, that is not what we should believe. Those are political statements. Even though the international observers and local observers are warned then to desist from that, that is a form of incitement. But that is not the issue. The issue here is the United Party, right? They sell figures in their possession, show that they won elections or they will win the election. But from what we're seeing as the NEC is announcing results, we're not seeing a one-round victory here. So what do we need to do, or what do you need to do as politicians and political parties as we are gearing up for a second round of the elections? Because obviously we're going to go for a second round of this election. What do we need to do? I think we should be able to change our strategy around. We should be able to strategize and ensure that Because those are allegations from both sides. I've been very careful what I say here. I heard from the CDC, I think a day or so, or 2 days ago, that we won elections. The Secretary General of the CDC, the ruling CDC, was encouraging partisans to go home and get prepared for inauguration. Something I personally couldn't give credence to, because I had not seen a one-round victory. On the other hand, the United Party has said we had tally sheets that prove that we won elections. I'm not also giving ear to that, because I'm not seeing one-round victory yet. But the claims and counter-claims, right? The ruling party says we won elections. The opposition says, the opposition party, that is the United Party, says we won the elections. NEC is going to blow the phone whistle either today or a few days from now, because they have time frame within the Constitution. But I'm very much convinced that NEC might get the phone whistle today or tomorrow. I do not think we'll exceed this week. With one of those things, what you need to do is go back to your closet, each of the political parties. Go back to your closet, redesign your strategy. If you think votes were taken away from you, you have to try to identify what the problems were, where the mistakes came from. Is it because you never have polling salary or poll observers across the country? The 5,000 plus polling places across the country, you didn't have poll observers there. If you never have poll observers there, this is the time you begin to recruit and train more, because you will definitely go for second round. This goes to both the CDC and the ruling the opposition. The next thing I want us to look at here is Edward Appleton. I have listened to lots of discussion, lots of comments. Why Appleton, votes were taken from the CDC to Appleton, or United Party votes were being given to Appleton, or Cummins votes were being given to Appleton, so that the CDC can have a comfortable position in the results were announced by the NEC and all those kinds of things. I do not want to bow down to those kinds of statements. What I can say and what I observe and what I think is responsible. 2 things I want to say about the Appleton situation. I personally think the votes obtained by Appleton are the votes that he obtained. That people voted for him. Those votes they are real. Why do I say so? Because this is my own experience. I voted in a county. I actually voted in Bond County, and then normally when we journalists go to votes, we're not only going to vote, we also go to cover the elections, because we are accredited by the Elections Commission. We are going there to speak with voters, the electorates. What do they make of the process? We are going there to observe whether the process is free, fair, and transparent. We're going to ensure that whether the polling places are accessible to the voters, what are the challenges they're going through. We also speak with voters whether they were given the level playing field while they were going through the process of voting. And so the first thing I think is responsible for the number of votes Appleton obtained. The first thing there is Appleton, if you see the presidential ballot paper, he is number 1, because the names they were placed on the ballot paper due to alphabetical order. That's how it's arranged. And so Appleton said the first name start from A. The last name start from A, rather, it's Edward Appleton, the last name start from A. He is number 1 on the ballot paper, that based on the alphabetical order. Number 2 there is Boakai. The last name is Boakai, Joseph Boakai. So the woman Boakai is right behind, right after Edward Appleton on the ballot paper. Another thing that may be responsible for Appleton's getting vote, if you see the photograph of Appleton, there's a little bit of resemblance between he and President Weah, honestly speaking. But this is what I experienced when I spoke with few voters in Bond County. At a polling place called Wolonyagola polling place, it's in the Puchi. What the people did was that some of them who could not read and write, the campaign process, everybody campaign based on the number on the ballot paper. Those that supported the United Party were saying number 2, number 2, and number 2. And then those that supported the CDC were saying number 18, number 18, number 18. So they will tell the people, say, you can check You check from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to 18. They were also using the vernaculars to tell people how to do their counting to get to number 18 and number 2. So those who wanted to vote for Boakai, instead of them counting the numbers on the ballot paper, this is something that I saw. I didn't see somebody doing it though because I was not with them when they went to cast a ballot, but I spoke with them after casting ballot. And this is what they told me. I was not asking them who you vote for though, or who you voted for though, but they just jumped in the way and begin to explain on a live interview that this is how they voted. And the 4 person, they all were females, ladies, elderly women. They told me they voted for the old man, but then the second man after the first person on the ballot paper. So what they were doing, instead of them counting number 1 and 2, no, they were counting the picture 1 and picture 2 on Abington's land. Abington is on number 1. You see a photograph is number 1, number 2 is his vice president. They on the same line, and then there's a box before them to check. So instead of the voters, categorizing Abington and his vice president as a team on the one ticket, they distinguish Abington as an individual, which is number 1 in their mind and in their interpretation, and then his VP as number 2 in their interpretation, and then they check the box before him. That was another reason. Another reason is people didn't know who to vote for, so they would just take advantage of number 1. They vote for number 1. Those are things people told me. I only voted for number 1 because I didn't know who to vote for. Another thing is, that also gave that of vote to those who were on the number 2 ballot papers. Boakai is on number 2, right? So people, in the ballot papers were 3 ballot papers, 1 for the presidency, 1 for the legislative candidates, and 1 for 1 for the senatorial candidate rather, and 1 for the House of Representatives. So some of them would just vote number 2 on each of the ballot paper, so that they cannot mix, the United Party candidates. So in my opinion, in my mind, with those kind of mindset by people, Abington was getting some vote that you shouldn't have getting. That's what I think. So I do not really think something went wrong with Abington. It's just that because he was fortunate to be placed on number 1, and then people mistaking him, taking his picture to be number 1, and then his vice president as number 2, and then they check the box before them, and then maybe somebody would just say, send that number 1, let me just vote for number 1, and he already resembled what the ballot people to President Weah. People would have taken it to President Weah and checking. Those might be factors responsible for the total vote of your team, which is 40,255 votes, 2.20% of the vote counted so far by the NEC. Now to the legislature. This is the turning point of the entire discussion, right? We have 73 representatives at the House of Representatives that should have gone for re-elections. Unfortunately, few weeks to the election, I think a month or so to the elections, the lower house, the House of Representatives, lost one of its members. Former Deputy House Speaker Hans Bashi, he passed or he died. So that gap was there. So instead of 73 actually going, there was 72 that went. Then to the Senate, at the Liberian Senate, we also have 15 members of the Senate that registered. They were qualified by the NEC. Their ballot papers were printed. They should have gone for the elections. Again, unfortunately, one member of the Senate passed away. A Bapolu senator, Senator Daniel Nathan, died. So instead of 15 senators going, there were 14. So that was 72 representatives and 14 senators that went for re-elections. But here's the drama. As it stands, the latest analysis that they just last night from the legislature, from both the Senate and the House, we have over 40% Not coming back because I just did few listings that among the 33 of them that have already lost their seat. Key among them, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, a key factor, influential legislator for the ruling party, Dr. Speaker Bova Chimos will not come back. He lost his seat. Moses Akaros Gray, who was also chair on the executive for the ruling party, Honorable Gray is not coming back. That Prof. Dr. Johnson Gweklo of Nimba County District Number 9, he was a chair on rules, order and administration, member of the CDC as well. He joined the CDC when he was elected. He's not coming back. He lost his seat in District Number 9. Solomon George, Solo, we can call you Solo. Very friendly man sometimes. Sometimes it can be difficult to deal with, but very nice when you go around him. He was a voice for the CDC. He stood for the CDC. Certain time he was vocal on the CDC as how the country was going, how person where he's listening to people in his circle, he's someone to listen to them. But at the end of the day, he still remained a citizen. He supported the president in everything he did. He campaigned and called on people to vote for the CDC. But he lost his seat in District Number 7 to Emmanuel Dan, an independent candidate who wants to support the United Party. But this time around, he can't say independent candidate. He lost his seat. In Lofa County, Senator Steve Zako, who has supported the United Party throughout, even though member of the Liberal Party, but he has supported Joseph Boaka, the UP, all through his life. He lost his seat. Vanish Sherman, Unity Party candidate. Unity Party senator at the time when he won elections. Even though when the CDC won, they all took side with the CDC, but we know he went there, he made Unity Party supporter through. Senator Vanish Sherman lost his seat. Many other legislators, Rosalind Swako, Dennis of District Number 4, very vocal, very smart, a female legislator. She's not coming back. Mariam Fofana of Lofa County is not coming back. One of the young brain in the legislature, Clarence Massapoy from Lofa is not coming back. Larry Yankoy of Nima County. Honorable Larry Yankoy, you know him, the legislator. He will not come back. And many others will not come back. Don't Asari not but Roger Doma of Nima County. Kompo Kago of Nima District 4, Roger from District 7, Prince Topa from District 2 in Nima County. Joseph Yan Sawabi of District 3 in Nima County. He is not coming back. B.N. Howard, District 5, Lofa County. George Samba, District 12, Mosulado County. Henson Castle, District 17, Mosulado County. CB Shidi Bashir, District 3, Montserrat County. Jimmy Smith, Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Smith, a former member of the ruling CDC from District Number 2 is not coming back. So, what does it mean? What is the message? The huge defeat of members of the legislature, what does it speak to us like Liberians? In my opinion, this means that Liberians are now trying to tell the public officials that, look, if you are elected to serve a particular post or maybe appointed by the president, but let's discuss the elected position first. You are not there to serve yourself. You are there to serve the interest of the people who gave you their power. Because the Constitution makes it very clear that the power is inherent in the people. We are the people. We give you power. So if the power that is given to you is been misused, if you use it for your personal growth and personal benefit, we will take it away from you. That's just it. That's what it means. Because today, I will do the rest of the listing. If you go to Bomi County, Bomi County, you see one of the longest serving legislator, Representative Hacha Fata Sanyo is not coming back. I think she went for 18 years. She was defeated. Okay, Representative Fina Lasana came in, when Edwin Snow won as senator from Committee Number 1. She was defeated, she's not coming back. Okay, Madam Rosanna Shack might not come back. Basically, it's defeated by the addition of 4 in Bomb County. I'm sorry, Ibrahim Bassett County, one of the brain in the legislature. So, it doesn't matter how many education you have. What matters is how well are you representing the people? How are you speaking in their interest? This is the issue. And we as the people, when we vote you, we expect you to do the best for us. Will the CDC take it or leave it? I'm sure people are going to intellectualize this and debunk it the way they think. But the defeat of Bovachimus, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the defeat of Akaras Gray, the Chair of the Executive, the defeat of Honorable Solomon Claudius George, a voice for the CDC, those are huge loss to the ruling party. Take it or leave it. Those are loss, and then they are irreparable. Because I know who Gray was. He was a legislative floor fighter. He stood for the ruling. In fact, it was Gray and Thomas Bala who presented a bill to impeach the former Associate Justice, Cabinet Jammeh. That bill was crafted by Gray and Thomas Bala. They both sponsored that bill. And the former Associate Justice was impeached. So, Gray was... remember that the election they say functioning, and Gray will be coming back. We should be coming back in the Speaker. They open on the 17th. So we expect that next week Tuesday they should be in for to start session so we can start discussing on the budget. And so a defeated candidate, what is he going to say in the interest of the government when the government is going through a very tough time for re-elections? Because the budget will be going on, why would this person run an election? That's because the law or the rules of the House were amended to have 3 breaks during the calendar year. But at first, the House will close in August, they will open in January. But this thing can close 3 times in a year. So since they closed before the election in July, they had to open in October. They opened on the 17th, and they had to start LIBERIA business as it is now. So today Thursday, they said they should be in session. Today is Thursday. I do not know whether they went to session. I do not know whether the protest has come back to town to Monrovia because he went to Grand Prix for his election. So I'm saying this to say that whether the CDC accept or not, or less or not, the defeat by those names are just for, and many others, I think other CDC lawmakers were defeated too. But not only those names I'm calling. Okay, Joseph Becklo, for example. I know, and many others. The defense, even though he was an independent candidate, he supported the CDC throughout. I mean, no doubt about that. Today, we see that those names are called, they're not coming back. Okay, I talk about Joseph Yansowabe. He was a CDC candidate, representative from District 3 in Nima County. He was a chair on health at the lower house. He was defeated. Representative Rosanna Shack from Riverside County. She came there for the Liberty Party. She did not join the CDC. So she was a CDC lawmaker. She's defeated. And many others. So folks, I just thought to bring the very short video. I don't know whether it's short or long. But the next time I'm going to be going for more than an hour. I'm going to be here and do the intro of the show. I take calls from colleagues from across the country to tell us how their country look like, or what are the training issues there. This is what we're going to be doing every time here from the Liberian office in Monrovia. This is the Focus on Liberia, the US base. My name is Prince Moba. If you've been following us, this is just a short analysis of the election process. Where are we? What's happening? So I want to start talking about the strategies, right? You know, somebody was telling me the vote the Unity Party got from the Southeast were not real. But remember, this very Focus on Liberia, I had an interview with the former chairman of the Elections Commission, former chairman James Flomier. And I asked him, the Unity Party and other parties are alarming. Early alarm that they won elections. He said the only thing I can say is your accusation should be based on evidence. That is the record of count. If you say the vote are got from Maryland, for example, when we go to the NEC and convince them that what you pronounce, what you are announced is contrary to what we have on the record of count, then you have a point. But I'm very much sure and convinced that some of the places the Unity Party is complaining, because they are the one complaining, mainly from the southeast. Some of the places they are complaining, they may not have had pool washers there. Because if they have pool washers in those places, the ever said they not put it outside. Okay? So, why you need to do this time around, the both parties, this other statement goes to the two political parties that are leading and that will be going for the runoff. Look among the candidates that won their seats. They will be certificated as representatives and senators. What are their bases? What can they bring to the table? What are their support base? And then who are they? Some of them do not support any political parties. Some of them just support political party. They're going to take side because this is a runoff. If I supported the CP, for example, of Mr. Alexander Cummings, and he's not in the race, and I won my seat, oh come on, I can take a side. That is not a crime. If I supported Councillor Tewa Ngonglo, for example, and he's not in the race, we're going to run off, I can take a side. So what I'm saying is the two parties now need to look into among those who are winning their seats, whether on a party or not, form alignment with them, ask them questions. Look, we need you. Come to us and support us. For example, go to Lofa County. Musaros won his seat from Lofa. He defeated Steve Zabo. Look at him. Talk to him. Okay? Go to Bapuru County. Even Amarakona was on the Unity Party ticket, so that's not an issue. Go to Ketmon. Go to Ketmon. Okay? Because I'm saying this to mean that all those complaints here and there, the elections, the results are changed, some of the numbers are not real. We feel that the numbers from the southeast were not real. We feel that the numbers from Ketmon, Bapulu shouldn't be the way it is. Yes, I agree. You know, something that should speak, that should spark something to every one of us is the way they vote on Nimba. So, for the Unity Party now. So, if you think you should have won Bapolo, for example, Unity Party, or you should have won or Kidman or women as the man kind of won Nimba. Because Madam Taba Fabla comes from Kidman, she won her seat as Senator for Grand Kidman County. She is a senior vice chair for administrator for the Unity Party, next to the national chairman of the party. So, it is expected of her that she has control over Grand Kidman. So everything is supposed to have delivered Grand Kidman to the Unity Party as the Nimba County people did. Then you should have put observers to all the polling places in Grand Kidman County. So why should we complain if he ever did that? If someone went did it, I don't know how the mathematician can do that calculation, but I really think if I was in this election rather, and then Mantale came to me, the issue with Prince Store and on Gray. When the election ended, Prince Store had a post. Then Representative Gray also had a press conference. But the figure Prince Store posted, anyway, they changed. There will not be difference the money. He won the election, right? Because he had paper in here that was, that was authentic, that nothing could change it. Between Speaker Chambers and Anthony Williams. Anthony Williams did a post on the official Facebook page. I think he had another one vote margin between he and Speaker Chambers. That the one vote stand. So I'm saying, if I, for example, any political party feels that their tally sheet in their possession, is different from what NEC is announcing, you read the NEC, read the letter, say the figure that came from the magisterial center from County S or Y or Z to you, it is not what will happen to our people. These are the number of our people. For example, Representative Raul Ngolo from Bon County, he wrote the NEC at the magisterial office in Banga. He had figure on the record of count for election day that was different from what was brought from the Tally Center at the Magisterial Center in Bala. He filed a complaint, he wrote, and at the end of the day, they announced it yesterday as a winner. Prince Tor, they filed a complaint that there was figure change. The gentleman who was responsible for that, he was apprehended by the police. He is currently in the ongoing investigation. He's JU5. So the election is clear. So that is it. We just thought to see how we can bring you this live video. We're going to be doing this every other day at our office here as we try to modernize the office to make it one of the best in Liberia, one of the best TV studio you ever think of. This will be, that's how our office is going to be. But thanks for viewing, thanks for being there. My name is Prince Morva. Of course, we are located on the old road in Kivu. If you come, our banner FOL is placed right on in front of the office. You're going to see it right in there. Our numbers are there. You can reach out to us. We're also going to be inviting you here for an interview. This is our place. FOL is a friend. It's going to be a platform you love. I love how people can call us and then tell us, commend us for the level of work we do here in Liberia and us, our Liberia. Thanks for following. Let me say thank you to the bosses in the state. Mr. Dennis Jah, he is the Chief Executive Officer. He's the brain behind Focus on Liberia. He's doing extremely well. He doesn't sleep. His dream is to see the institution becoming one of the best in Liberia and the sub-region. Let me say hats up to Mr. Anthony C. He is the operation manager. He ensures that we have the logistic here. The office is furnished. We have the data to go live. We move from one place to another. I salute you this morning. Let me say hats up to my colleague, Grenadian Director here, who is the administrator on the ground, who runs things out. My name is Prince. Thanks for being there. This evening, I hope to be here at 8 o'clock p.m., at which time I will speak with colleagues from the county to tell us how the atmosphere look like in those counties. Maybe by that time, the NEC may have announced the final result. Maybe announced time for runoff. Therefore, they will move. Thanks for being there. Do join me another time. I'm gonna come back to you with another live broadcast. But until another time, be good. Love this country. This is the only place we have, Liberia. We cannot be deported from here, but we can be deported back in Liberia. Love, let's maintain the peace. We're going through elections. Runoff is on the way. Who do you support? Preach your message. Be able to convince others so that they can follow your ideas. Don't make confusion. We experienced bloody civil war. For so many years, we lost lives. We came back to ourselves after the war. We had government. Ebola came and ravaged the country. Lives were lost, property were damaged. After some time, coronavirus came. We are still trying to recuperate since the COVID-19 left our country. Elections will come and go. The country will remain. Politicians will come and go. Others will come. Be good. Love yourself as you love Liberia. Bye-bye. I'm out.